everyone. This is Tony Huang, the founder of TechExecs Network. Good morning and welcome to Charlotte, North Carolina. TechExecs is a social network for IT professionals and IT executives just like you. We're here at the Charlotte IT Leadership Roundtable this morning, and I'm going to go grab a couple people for a quick soundbite, and let's learn a little bit more about what they're going to be sharing with everyone. With me is Sharon Campbell. She's with Coca-Cola Bottling Company. How are you, Sharon?
Doing great today. I am the IT Director of Solution Delivery and Optimization.
That's a long title.
It is a long title. Basically, solutions, software. There you go.
So, Sharon, you're one of our speakers this morning on the topic of from Geek to Greek. So what's that about?
Well, it's first of all a catchy title to try to get everybody's attention, but essentially it's a bit of an unconventional topic. We're going to talk about how in the IT world you can work on influencing and developing relationships with your business partner, and a lot of that means going from geek to Greek. I basically tried to boil it down to kind of 3 lessons learned in my life because I come from a strong engineering background and always did the techie talk and started realizing I was seeing people like deer in the headlights. So it's boiled down to 3 things. I basically said one is listening. And it sounds really simple, but I have some tips there. The second one is putting yourself in their shoes. You want someone to talk in your language. You want someone to understand your world. And thirdly is getting out there more. You know, in a technology world with time pressures, we love email. But sometimes it really just takes getting out there face-to-face, learning their business, spending some time with them.
With me is Cory Locke. He's with HP. How are you, Cory?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
So what do you do at HP?
I lead contingent labor buying for HP's Global Procurement organization.
Cory, you're one of our speakers this morning and also a panelist.
Yeah.
What are you going to be sharing with everyone?
Well, I'm going to talk about the customer experience journey that we're on within Hewlett-Packard right now, Global Procurement. We've really focused on getting more strategic in the management of our supply base, and we've now recognized that a focus on a customers is really needed and a very disciplined approach, and that's what I'm going to talk about.
I kind of had a chance to review your slide deck a little bit. It's very customer experience focused, so that's really good. For those people that are not able to make it here today, what are your takeaway points?
So really the customer needs to be the focus. Everything needs to begin with the customers. I think in the past we've fallen in the trap of speaking our own language, developing programs and strategies that meet our needs, and then forcing them upon the business, and then we've failed to get the adoption that we've needed. So now by starting with the customer, understanding their needs, we can be more effective at being a valued business partner.
Thank you so much for being on the our panel this morning and also being a speaker. We look forward to more from you.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
With me is Rob Capozella. He's the CIO for Moorhead Associates. How are you, Rob?
I'm doing great, Tony. Good to be here.
Thank you for being on the panel this morning. Today is about management styles and for high-performing teams, right? So what are you going to be sharing with people at the event today?
I'd like to talk a little bit about my experience, share my experience with others. Actually, hope it's very interactive so we can talk about other people's leadership styles, what works, what doesn't work, how culture kind of fits in, various things about staff, generational differences, that sort of thing interests me.
So for those people that are not able to make it to today's event, what are some takeaway points that you may share?
Well, I think you're really missing out for one. And I think, I think with leadership in IT, you have to be equally committed to both the success of your company and the success of your people. So that would be probably my key message for today.
Well, thanks so much for being here, and we look forward to you on the panel.
Thank you, Tony.
With me is Brian Church. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Tony. How are you?
Very good. Brian, you're the Vice President for CCCI. Tell us a little bit about CCCI.
CCCI is a 34-year-old technology staffing firm headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia. We have offices in Atlanta, Birmingham, Charlotte, and Dallas. We currently have consultants in about 33 states across the U.S.
So what's the unique advantage of using CCCI as a solution provider?
Really, CCCI is about culture. The company was started by a former IT consultant who had a fairly typical experience with a staffing firm 34 years ago, and that firm really kind of falsified his information and sent it over to a client. So he started our company with this one premise that people matter. And that has been the core to CCCI in its entire 34 years. Because as a technology staffing firm, our clients and our consultants have a wide array of choices. They can really go to any firm. So if we don't keep our eyes on what's important to both of those constituencies, we're not successful as a company.
So, well, thank you so much for being an underwriter and the sponsor to TechExecs Network. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Tony. It's been a pleasure.
With me is Keith. Keith, how do you pronounce your last name?
Luedeman.
Keith Luedeman. He is the CEO, CIO for GoodMortgage.com. So for you guys, you're one of the speakers this morning. What are you going to be sharing with the people?
Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about the generational differences between the baby boomers, the Gen Xers, and the Gen Yers, because as we progress in our careers, we're going to manage different types of people. And I want to give some tips and tricks and things that I've learned from the mistakes that I've made in the past to help people not make those same mistakes.
So for those people that are not able to make it here today, what are some takeaway points?
Well, you got to understand that the golden rule doesn't always apply. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you, because this next generation has different needs. And as a manager, you've got to make sure that you're fulfilling those needs, because they're not going to be attracted to the company and the vision. They're going to be attracted to what you can do for them, how you can help them develop their life story.
And you have a very interesting background. I've been reading a little bit about it. So you've done lots of things, right, Keith?
Lots of things. I guess I can't keep a job, but no, I worked for IBM for 7 years. Then I worked for an IBM business partner. Then I worked for Avnet, a Fortune 100 company in the supply chain. After that, decided to start my own company, GoodMortgage.com, 14 years ago. And
So you're original founder?
Original founder, and still owner, 100% owner.
So what type of things do you guys do?
We're an online mortgage lender. We're licensed in 16 states across the country by the Banking Commission. So we do online residential mortgages, and obviously with rates as low as they are right now, we're extremely busy.
So what do you think about the economy's going back better?
The economy is going to get better. The housing market is going to lead that charge back. I still think we're a couple years away. There's a lot of time and investment and energy being put into that, so I think we'll be fine.
Well, thank you so much for being a speaker this morning. We look forward to hearing more from you.
Great. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
That was a fabulous event. For those of you that were not able to make it today to the Charlotte IT Leadership Roundtable, we hope that you can join us the next time. Again, this is Tony Huang, the founder of TechExecs Network. If you're not able to attend all the events, please join us also online at www.techexecs.net.